Hello my friends, welcome to the start of a brand new reading vlog. Happy March 1st and happy first day of the Murder She Read Readathon! Yay! I am so excited that the Readathon is finally here. It's finally happening. It's been in the works for a while at this point, and so I'm excited that it's finally happening. Today is March 1st. It is currently almost 3 p.m. and I have yet to do any reading today, but we're about to jump in. Let's talk about reading plans because this is a reading vlog, so that feels like a good place to start. Most people going into a readathon have a TBR, or at least they have books in mind that they want to read over the length of the readathon. However, I have found, as I'm learning more about myself every single day, I have found that if I try to schedule my reading or plan a TBR, it never ends well. It usually just ends with me being stressed and a reading slump, and I don't want to do that if I can avoid it as much as possible. So basically what I'm gonna do is just like read whatever I would have already read in March. Instead of fitting books to the prompts, I'm gonna fit the prompts to the books. So, one thing I do know I definitely want to read this month is one of these Murder, She Wrote novels. I think I'm probably gonna go with the Highland Fling murders because I know that Heather is also reading this month, and it just feels like one I'm gonna enjoy. So I'm definitely gonna pick up at least one of these, maybe more than one, who knows? We'll see how I feel. I definitely want to read at least one Agatha Christie, and I have a couple of library books that will be due this month as well, so I want to get through those. And that's basically all of my plans. I don't really know. We're just gonna see where the spirit takes us and go with the flow. Go with the reading flow this month. I think today what I'm gonna start with, because I'm not feeling 100%, and I think it's because I took a Benadryl because my allergies have been going crazy because the oak pollen is high right now. So I took a Benadryl, so now I'm feeling drowsy because it was drowsy or itchy eyes, and I decided to go for drowsy. So I think what I'm gonna do is turn on my current audiobook and maybe do some cross-stitching. This has been my hobby obsession of choice the past month or so. I just finished my last project, so I think I'm gonna start a new one. Let me show you, hold on. Ta-da! This was the last thing I finished. Isn't it cute? It's a little house. Anyway, so I finished this, so I think I'm gonna start on a new project today. Listen to some of my audiobook and just like chill. I think that sounds like a good plan. I'll probably also go eat a crunchy snack of some kind because I think that will also help. So that's the plan, Jan. Let's get started. The audiobook that I'm currently listening to is The Wizards of Once, Never, and Forever by Cressida Cowell, which is the fourth and final book in the Wizards of Once series, and I'm really sad that it's almost over. I'm about 50%, I'm at 54% of the way through, and I'm really enjoying it, so yeah, I'm gonna go turn this on, do some cross-stitch, and just see how the day takes us. Tomorrow is the start of Flower and Garden. It's very exciting, but today is just like a chill day at home. So yeah, I will check in with you when I finish the book. Today or tomorrow, whenever that happens to be. Excited. Hello my friends. It is Friday. It's been a busy couple of days. Wednesday was the start of the Flower and Garden Festival, which was super exciting. You've probably seen the first day vlog by the time you're seeing this one. So if you haven't seen it, I'll link it up there because it was a fun day. March 1st, actually, that evening, I did end up finishing The Wizards of Once, Never and Forever by Cressida Cowell. I loved it so much. This is book 4 in the series, so I'm not going to talk too much about the actual plot. If you're looking for a whimsical and fun middle grade about friendship and adventure and magic, this is a series I would definitely recommend. Her How to Train Your Dragon series is one of my favorite middle grade series of all time. I think it's just amazing, and so I was really excited to get to read this finally. I started it last year, just now finished it, and I kind of want to go back and read the whole thing again, so we'll see if I end up doing that. But it was so much fun. Basically, it's about a girl named Wish and a boy named Czar. Wish is the daughter of the warrior queen, and Czar is the son of the wizard king. The wizards and the warriors are not supposed to be friends, but through a series of events in the first book, they accidentally end up unleashing the king witch on the wild woods. The witches are bad news, and they were thought to be extinct, and so the whole series is kind of them dealing with the consequences of that and trying to get rid of the witches again. So much fun, full of friendship, made me laugh. This last book actually made me cry, which was unexpected, but some of it was just really wholesome. So yeah, I really liked that one. First one of the readathon. I don't 100% know which prompt I want to fulfill with it. Let me check my list. Hold on. I'm not sure. I could fulfill several. I think what I'm going to use it for is the sidekick, and I'm going to use it to fulfill the prompt, read a book that's in a series, and thus make my sidekick Mort, which I'm very happy with. I love Mort, so that would be a good one. It also could work for a book that will make me laugh, which is also a sidekick prompt, but I think I'm going to go with a book that's in a series. That feels like a fitting prompt for this book, so one prompt down, and we're only 4 days into March. I'm feeling very good. And actually, I think today I'm going to end up finishing this one. This is Murder, She Wrote, the Highland Fling murders. I am on page, I'm on page 240 of like 300. I think I'm going to finish this today. I have a lot of mixed feelings, but I will tell you all about them when I'm done with it. So that's what I'm going to finish up reading today. So I will check in with you when I'm done with that. Hey friends, happy Saturday, March 5th. I was about to say I hope your day is going well, but then I realized it's going to be like 2 weeks before you see this, so I hope Saturday, March 5th was a good day for you. I am here to update you because I finished the Highland Fling murders. So 5 days into the readathon, I finished 2 books, and I'm feeling very good. I liked this. I thought it was fine. I think I'm going to give it a solid 3 stars because it was kind of a middle of the road, kind of exactly what I signed up for, cozy mystery. So it wasn't anything spectacularly great, but there wasn't anything remarkably bad about it either. It just kind of, it was entertaining, and that was basically it. So the premise of this one is that like a bunch of Cabot Cove residents have like also tagged along on Jess's UK book tour, because most of the time, it's like in the show, most of the time, you know, she's traveling the world to promote her newest novels, and in this case, just a bunch of like 11 other Cabot Cove residents just came with her to London and then up to Scotland to visit her friend George Sutherland, who is a Scotland Yard investigator. The plot of this was fine. It was kind of weird at times. Also, if you've read this book, did the thing that happened at the Tower of London have anything to do with the rest of the book, or was that just me? Because like I realized after I finished this, I was like, what was the point of that? It didn't do anything. It didn't come back up, really. Weird. It was kind of strange. Also, question, who the heck is Maureen Metzger? Who is this woman? Mort's wife is Adele. She's a legend. She teaches self-defense classes in Cabot Cove because was in the Navy or the Marines or something. We never see her face, but that doesn't matter. She's still a legend. But this, who is Maureen? I don't understand. The only character I felt like was really in character here was Seth, which is good because Seth is my fave, and he and Jess's relationship in here was just really sweet. I love them so much. Also, we lingered for a really long time on a fishing scene, and I don't honestly need to know that much about Jessica Fletcher's thoughts on fly fishing, but that's just me. You know, maybe that's just me. So overall, yeah, it was cozy, it was fun, I flew through it pretty quickly, it was entertaining, and I was engaged the whole time. But yeah, the characterization felt kind of weird. There were a couple inconsistencies with the actual show, but I will give it this. Okay, this book came out in 1997, right? And if I'm remembering correctly, I think the show ended in like 96, 95, 96. When this came out, what was available to watch of the show was reruns on TV, and those were not like, they didn't like binge run Murder, She Wrote episodes probably in 1997. So the writer, the team, the people who put this together could not have anticipated that in 2022, someone who just came off, hello, sunshine, The team behind this could not have anticipated that in 2022, someone who's coming off of, I think it's like her 4th rewatch of the entirety of Murder, She Wrote, is gonna read this book and be like, oh, that's not accurate to the show. Like, they weren't fact-checking this because they couldn't have anticipated me, is all I'm saying. Like, I think we've watched it probably, I think this is our 3rd or 4th time through, and like 2 of those times have been just since Hope's surgery in August of 2021, so we're a little bit, I'm pretty well versed in Murder, She Wrote lore at this point. So I feel like, you know, anybody average reading this, an average cozy mystery lover in 1997, or even now, frankly, is probably not gonna notice as much of the problems as I did, because they weren't really cozy mystery problems. They were problems to a fan of the show, if that makes sense. Anyway, I enjoyed this though. I'm giving it 3 stars. Like I said, it's kind of middle of the road for me, and I do definitely think I will be picking up more of the Murder, She Wrote novels. Maybe in this readathon, maybe not, we'll see. But I had a good time. I think for the prompt this one's gonna fulfill, I'm gonna give this one a little bit different. I thought I was gonna go with the international setting, but then when I was getting into it, I realized that I can use this for my victim. So my victim can be a maid who overheard some stuff she shouldn't have, because this is kind of set at a hotel. So like the castle that they're staying in Scotland, functions as a hotel when the owner is not there. So like it's run as a hotel, and that's kind of how he recoups the cost of keeping it and all that stuff. So I'm gonna count it. It's basically a hotel. So I'm gonna count it as that, because I think the next book that I'm reading I will count for international setting. So let's talk about that. So this year I have for myself what I'm calling my TBR challenge, and basically I've taken 10 of the books that have been on my physical TBR the longest, and I put all of their titles on little pieces of paper and I put them in a little jar, and so I pull one whenever I feel like it, and my goal is to read all 10 of them, and I've made it a challenge to myself that if I don't finish any of them by the time the year is over, those books have to go. I'm getting rid of them, because if I haven't read them at this point, I'm not going to read them, kind of a thing. So I decided I wanted to pick my next read out of the TBR jar, and so I went to my library and I saw what audiobooks they had available, because after I finished The Wizards of Once, I wanted a new audiobook. So the one that I knew was in the TBR jar and they also had available at the library was Artemis Fowl. Now, I've been wanting to read this for absolutely ages. I mean, I've been hearing about this book for ever. It's like a staple of the middle grade fantasy genre, so I knew I wanted to read it, and I didn't really know much about it other than it's about Artemis, who's a 12-year-old criminal mastermind and something to do with magic. I have seen the movie that released on Disney Plus last year, 2020? I don't remember when exactly it came out, but I did see the movie and I enjoyed it. I mean, I thought it was fine, but I've heard from literally everyone that the book is better, so I'm excited to be checking it out. I'm currently on like page 84-ish. The writing style is very fun and kind of lighthearted, and I will say, because this came out in 2001, it has the best early 2000s aesthetic, and it's making me so nostalgic, and I love it so much. I didn't read this in the 2000s, but it's just giving me all of those like cozy nostalgic vibes. Like a lot of the technology mentioned is like very 2001. Like there's a scene where he's describing kind of who's around in the town, and he's talking about people doing different things. Others sat in the shade wearing out their thumbs on Game Boys, and then they're talking about Artemis's cool like computer setup, a series of networked Apple Macs, word from various corners of the room. One word, Apple Macs. I just think it's delightful. I'm loving that aspect of it. I think it's so much fun. It does kind of date the book a little bit, so I would be interested to see if kids today picking this up, what they think of it, because honestly, I don't know. I assume kids are picking this up now that the movie is out. I know the graphic novels I've seen a lot of places. Those are like a newer iteration of it. They like did them all again in graphic novel form, and oh, I have to show you this. I started the audiobook, and this is how it starts, and I just need you all to appreciate this with me, because something about it just brings me so much joy.
Listening Library presents Artemis Fowl by Owen Colfer.
I feel like I'm in an early 2000s workout video. Like, let's go, ladies, burn those calories. Yes. Yes.
How to
I love it so much. So yeah, overall, I'm enjoying this a lot. And who knows, if I really love it, maybe I'll continue with the series. I don't know. So yeah, so far, this is a very pleasant surprise, and I'm gonna go read some more of this. I did see Heather just posted her first reading vlog for this readathon, so I think I'm gonna go watch that, read some more of this. Have a good time. Hello my friends, it is currently Wednesday, March 16th, and okay, so my initial plan with this readathon for reading vlogs was to do two, one for the first 2 weeks of the month and then one for the second 2 weeks, which turned out to be a really good idea because then I just like didn't vlog the second week of the month. So yes, hello, I'm here, I'm back. It's been a little crazy around here. Also, there's a giant storm coming. I just heard a big crack of thunder and the sky is actively getting darker, so I'm gonna keep this quick so I don't lose all of my light. I have a ring light. The lighting's weird. I'm sorry in advance. So I have a couple of books to tell you about because, like I said, it's been a week and I have read another 2 books. First things though, I have a quick question request challenge for you. So this weekend is our 4-year anniversary on YouTube. It's insane that it's been this long that we've been doing this, especially when we just like thought it would be a fun little thing to do together, and now here we are. So basically every year we put together a compilation of our favorite moments from the past year. That's like what we do to celebrate, and I always find it so much fun. We have a ton of fun finding like the gems of the year, but we want to know if you've been watching us since last March, at any point since last March, what were your favorite moments of the year? That's what we want to know. So if you have any favorite moments and you don't mind leaving them in a comment, that would really help us out. So thank you in advance. Obviously, if you're new here, you don't have to worry about this, but hopefully you'll stick around because we have a lot of fun. I'll go ahead and link the best of the 3rd year, which is the one we uploaded last year. I'll go ahead and link that in the description as well because it's really fun. I really like it. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's talk books. So the 3rd book of the readathon is Artemis Fowl by Owen Colfer. Basically all of my thoughts from the last time I talked to you about this stayed the same throughout. It was just a very fun middle grade story about a criminal mastermind who's literally 12 years old, and so the visual of that was just delightful to me. I had so much fun, and I definitely think at some point I'm gonna pick up at least the 2nd book, and we'll see if I want to continue with the series after that. But I had a really good time, and I'm glad that I can finally tick this off of the TBR jar, tick it off of my physical TBR, and then I finally read it. So yes. I ended up giving this 4.5 stars because it was really fun. I did take off a half star because there were a few moments that weren't my favorite, and there's a lot of like typical middle grade 12-year-old boy geared, you know, jokes about bodily functions that just aren't my personal style of humor. And for this one, I think I am going to fulfill my episode setting prompt for an international setting because this was set mostly in Ireland because that's where Artemis is from. There's also the opening scene is in, I think, Vietnam, so it was really interesting. I liked the setting. Obviously it's set in Vietnam, Ireland, and then like the fairy underworld, but yeah, I enjoyed this a lot. I also, this is not really book related, but like it kind of is, so I always listen to audiobooks. Like I always have one on the go, and while I'm doing that, I usually have a cross-stitch project. This one I finished last week that I was telling you earlier in this vlog that I'm starting a new project. I started and finished it. So it's this one. It says, "Count your stitches and your blessings." I just thought it was really cute and the quote made me really happy, so ta-da! This is my other little project. I have since started a slightly larger project, and by slightly I mean like a lot larger. It's a kit. It's gonna be a castle. Currently it's just like this, and yes, it's very wrinkled because I don't know how to deal with a piece of fabric that's this big. It's a lot for me, but yeah, so it's gonna be a castle. Right now it's just like one little piece of it, but I'm working on it. It's getting there. It's getting there. And finally, the last book that I just finished, like you saw me finishing it in the last clip, was The Sittaford Mystery by Agatha Christie. This is one that I picked up because Hope and I have been watching a few of the episodes of the old BBC Marple series. I love Miss Marple. She is my favorite of Agatha Christie's detectives, I think, at this point. I just love her so much. She's delightful. And one of the episodes in the second series is The Sittaford Mystery, which is not a Miss Marple mystery, so I really am curious to see what this adaptation is going to look like. But I decided to pick this one up because it did sound interesting. So basically the setup for this one, this group of people have all decided to have a seance because why not, you know? It's England in the 40s and we're all bored, so I don't really know how I felt about that. But basically during the seance, the table starts rocking and tells them that a person has been murdered, and they're all familiar with this guy, but he's not there at the moment. And so they're all understandably freaked out. One of them goes to investigate and the guy is indeed dead. So basically they're trying to figure out who killed the guy and also who knew about it, like why did the table do that? So it was fun. I enjoyed it. I liked the characters a lot. This one's like kind of investigated by a reporter and the fiance of the guy that got accused of the murder. And they kind of decide they're going to investigate and figure out what's going on. So I enjoyed it. I liked it. It was pretty short. I think I'm going to give it probably 4 stars because like it wasn't my favorite, but I did enjoy it. So yeah, I think a solid 4 stars feels right. Also, with that one, I can officially finish out my first episode. I didn't intend necessarily to do more than 1 episode, but I finished 4 books and they can all fit for different categories, so we're gonna go with it. So officially with this one, because it is a mystery, I am going to count it for my suspect and say that my suspect is a crooked cop. So, to finish out my first reading vlog, I have finished an episode. This feels very good. I'm very happy with this. So my setting is Ireland with Artemis Fowl. My sidekick is Mort with Wizards of Once. My victim is a maid who overheard something they shouldn't have because of the Highland Fling murders. And my suspect is a crooked cop because of the Sittaford Mystery. So yeah, go us. First episode down. I don't really know where I'm gonna go from here. I have a couple of books that I'm in the middle of at the moment, but I will tell you about them in the next vlog. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you all so much for watching this first readathon vlog. Let me know in the comments, how is your readathon going? I hope it's going well. Let me know what you've read so far, like what's your favorite book you've read so far. Tell me all the things. I want to chat books with you in the comments. So yeah, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I will have another one coming soon. Like I said, we always have fun here. There's always Disney content, bookish content. Vera Bradley content is coming soon because the Little Mermaid launch was yesterday when I'm filming this, and it was a lot of fun. So you'll see a haul from Hope later. I'm not going to show you anything we got because she's going to do a full haul of it, but that's coming in the future. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!